The Battle of Passchendaele, 31st of July to the 6th of November, 1917. The Battle of Passchendaele, also known as the Third Battle of Ypres, was one of the largest battles of the First World War. Field Marshal Douglas Haig, commander of the British Expeditionary Force, feared an impending German blockade that would damage the British war effort, so his plan was to quickly break through Ypres and move through Belgium, capturing the German U-boat bases. Russia's exit from the war also brought on this haste, as German forces from the Eastern Front were now redeploying to the west. A positive, however, was that the British had been victorious at the Battle of Messines in June of that year. General Hubert Gough would command the British Fifth Army, supported by the Second Army under General Hubert Plumer in the south and General Francois Antoine leading the French First Army to the north. The German Fourth Army had strengthened its positions and had 3 defensive lines. The battle would be preceded by a 10-day bombardment by 3,000 guns, which failed to destroy the German positions. The infantry attack began on the 31st of July. The supporting French First Army and the British Second Army gained much ground, but the main army, the Fifth, made little progress. The artillery barrages damaged the ancient land drainage system, and following the heavy rain, transformed the battlefield into a swampy marsh, devoid of trees, with thousands of shell craters. These awful conditions caused rifles to become clogged up with mud and tanks to become stuck. The terrain eventually became so bad that some men and horses drowned. Little progress was made by the British troops, and each attack, followed by inevitable counterattacks, left thousands of British and German dead. As the offensive came to a stalemate, other tactics were devised. The Canadian Corps launched a diversionary attack in the city of Lens to draw the German forces away, inflicting many casualties. Anzac forces would also join the British forces, but the same effect of gaining enemy ground, only to be counterattacked, continued. Plumer had taken over from Gough and moved to smaller offensives with limited objectives, rather than trying to punch through the German lines. Several attacks were launched by Plumer from late September, when the weather had improved. Canadian divisions had also been brought into the main operation by Currie in October, under Haig's orders, as Haig's BEF armies depleted further. Eventually, the British and its Empire forces captured the ridge that had been in German hands. The capture of Passchendaele village ruins, merely 5 miles from the start of the offensive by British and Canadian forces from the Germans on the 6th of November, ended the offensive. Haig claimed a British victory, but it had been a costly offensive. British and Empire troops suffered 300,000 casualties, while the Germans suffered around 260,000 casualties.
Watch our other videos to learn more. Get your copy of Simple History World War I, available on Amazon now.
Thank you guys for all your support on the Simple History YouTube channel. If you enjoy it, please consider visiting our Patreon page. There, you can show us your support for the channel by donating and make a huge difference in what we're able to create for you. Plus, you can get early access on upcoming videos. So let's keep it growing, and thank you for being part of this amazing community.
The Battle of Passchendaele.